All right, good morning. Welcome to Lockbox Lunatics. We got a lighthearted episode today, but I'm Chad Kamp here, Exit Realty Coannah, down in the warm city of Chandler, Arizona, with my trusty cohort up there in Kennewick, Washington, Mr. Stephen Lambert. It's all
How's
give
it
a round
going today,
of applause for
Chad?
Steve today.
Yay! Self-applause, self-applause.
Some
Pat myself on
applause.
the back.
That's
It's
right.
sunny out today, and I think it's like 54 or 52, 53. So 52 and sunny might as well be 100 and at the beach. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
whatever.
I put shorts on briefly today, back in jeans now. So
I have an idea for this portion of the episode of Lockbox Lunatics. Considering we always talk about weather, this is the
yeah, the
weather.
weather report.
We need to get a backdrop that shows like the weather, and we can point and say, here in Kennewick, we're going to be 50 degrees, and down in Chandler, Arizona, 105, scorching, right? So
Yeah, it's a little warm for you guys. It's kind of early on. It's warm for
it
you guys,
is.
right? It's super early warm for you.
It definitely is.
I got a little ditty for you today. I don't know
Oh,
if you'll be
good,
able to
because we're going to be talking about ditties today, aren't
Share kick down my door. And I heard the glass break.
hear.
we? So this is fresh off Afroman's
Fresh off
fresh off
Afroman.
his win in the court system, defending his First Amendment rights to make fun of police officers that raided his house and got distracted by lemon pound cake.
Lemon pound cake. I mean,
Just some lemon pound
so catchy. So
cake.
catchy.
You know what? It's a horrible song, but try and get that out of your head
It
later
tastes so
today.
nice.
It's hilarious.
It made
I mean,
the sheriff wanna
I,
put down his
I think it's
gun.
great. I think it's awesome because one, it's creativity at its best, right? I mean, it's literally making lemonade out of lemons or lemon pound cake out of lemons. You know, it's I mean, he took a situation that was clearly
When life
not
hands you lemons, make lemon pound cake.
pound cake.
You heard
You know
heard it
that's
here first, folks.
I love cake. And I love lemon flavored things. I like lemon cookies. I like lemon ice cream. I like lemons. I like lemons. It goes back to my childhood. We had a lemon tree in the backyard. Love stuff with
So it's
lemons.
nostalgic for you.
It is. It is. Plus, it's just really refreshing tasting. It reminds me of summertime. It makes me happy. Lemon and lime flavored things make me
Right.
happy.
I wonder if we reached out to Afroman if he would give us a sample of his mother's lemon pound cake.
We might want to do that. We should reach
Because
out to him and we should have
supposedly,
him on the podcast and say, hey, let's talk about this. It is real estate related. They kicked his door down and went into his home. So
right?
that is real estate. That is real estate related.
It is.
Um,
It is.
but I would love a wonderful lemon pound cake. And so if there's anybody out there that wants to hit us up and give us a lemon pound cake, I'm game to try it. I'm pretty sure you
Right.
are. I was laughing because I had not heard about this until like literally 20 minutes ago when you told me. And I went and watched his court thing, and they were interviewing the officer that he referred to, and they said, "Did he refer you're referred to as the lemon pound cake officer or Officer Pound Cake?" And he goes,
Officer pound cake,
multiple
yeah.
times, and he goes, "I've had hundreds of lemon pound cakes sent to the office since this happened. I'm dying." Like I think, and
Well, you know what they say? They say the strongest form of flattery is imitation, right? And so,
100%. I mean, but the
they're just
guy
flattering
clearly
you.
got distracted when he was in the house. Like he got distracted by the pound cake.
Right. So obviously that's something that he, presumably would like. We got to be careful what we say because we know he will take us to court.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll win. Here's the thing. I think it's great because in the line of duty, with all the pressure and all the stress, he goes to the pound cake. You know, he's stress eating. So either that, it was a long shift, he was hungry, missed lunch break, whatever it was. Clearly, he wasn't worried about Afroman at this point.
He was,
It was
and
all about the pound cake.
and he looked like they look like Barney Fife going through. And then next thing you know, he pauses and he does a double take to the pound cake.
And the guy's like, ain't nothing here but a pound cake. And so
Well,
maybe trying to make, like I said, maybe the officer is also trying to make lemon pound cake out of lemons because he realized they were at the wrong house or whatever it was. But the moral of this story is that a lot of people got a lot of laughter, a lot of smiles, a lot of joy out of this because, and I bet you lemon pound cake recipes on Google searches are through the roof right now.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give a plug to Bake Me Crazy, lemon pound cake,
Lemon
cookies,
pound cake, bake me
something like
crazy.
that. I
That's
mean,
right.
I don't know. Kind of feel like there's an order coming and those need to be distributed to my clients, lemon pound cake cookies.
Now, the Officer Pound Cake's defense. Okay, they were there. They were they were there looking for
I
for
love that one.
drugs. They were
Drugs
there
and
looking
kidnappers.
for a victim, right?
Yes,
And have you seen these smugglers where they hide this stuff? So in all fairness,
it's true.
Pound Cake could have been a very good place to hide
Could
some of
have
this nefarious activity.
could have been a lemon kilo cake.
It could have been very much
Not a
so.
pound cake. It could have, hey, is that a pound cake? No, it's a kilo cake. Well, I mean, yes, it's a pound cake, right? That's the dead giveaway. If you refer to it as a lemon kilo cake, you probably just got yourself in trouble.
Or a lemon 8 pound.
Or,
Is it
yes,
8 pound or 8 ball? A lemon. Sorry, you can
lemon
tell that I
eight
have
ball
no idea
cake.
what. Yeah,
An
lemon
eight
eight
ball
ball
cake.
cake. Yeah, we get an 8 ball cake here. So
I think that,
he could have had the drug bust of the century in that pound cake if he would have just stopped and taken a slice. Who knows what he would have found?
who knows? Who knows? Probably just a good, probably mama's lemon pound cake.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
that begs
clearly
the question.
he's running with his one. It's funny because like you and I kind of talked about this a little bit. If the police come in to crash my door down, and they're looking for things, and they walk by, first of all, I'm very fortunate or unfortunate, depending, but our house was built with an exorbitantly large island. I don't like I could lay on this thing. Our whole family could lay on this thing. It's ridiculous. The girls do. My daughter, Haley, she goes onto it and she like lays on it and eats food and watches her phone. It's ridiculously huge. I don't even understand. But anyways, the only thing they're not going to find anything on that because that is a natural collection point. Islands, right?
Right.
And so when we put things on the island, but they get taken off very quickly because it's a source of it's a sore spot to leave things piled up in the island in our house. So unfortunately, Officer Poundcake, he's gonna have to go pound sand. He's not gonna find anything to eat. He's not gonna find anything on there that's of worth. I mean, like some dish soap, uh, like a
There
decorative.
might be crumbs underneath on the
Might be,
base of the
maybe,
island.
might
Yeah.
be, could be.
Yeah, some
Uh,
residue. Yeah.
that's about it. Maybe some mail. Mail does get piled up there a little bit. How about your island?
Yeah, my island is a catch-all as well. So typically dirty dishes because our sink is in it. So dirty
Yes.
dishes pile up on it whenever the sink is full. Uh,
Yeah.
actually, and Bake Me Crazy uses it nonstop for cookies and baked goods and
Gosh.
whenever things are being sealed and that
I
now
don't know how you just don't go by and take something.
you
I
know
because I have a sweet tooth beyond belief. And so like even the kids come home with Halloween candy and they lay it out. I'm like, oh, I better grab a few of these just to test them for you. But it's
well
a
just
constant. They know. They're like, okay, Steve, just go ahead. You can't not do it. And I'm like, no, I can't. I can't not do it.
Well, I came home today and there was a bag of pretzels there. And my granddaughter was there. She wanted a pretzel, so I gave her one.
Okay. Okay.
Unbeknownst to me, that was a mortal sin.
Those were in order. Those were going to become chocolate dip
Those
something.
and the problem is it was a full pretzel, not a broken one that got grabbed. And so I
Those are valuable. Those are worth something in the baking world.
apparently though yeah, apparently those are is like gold, right? So if Mr. Pound Cake would have been coming through, he might have been known as Mr. Pretzel Guy.
Yep, because he might
He
have taken
came
a
through our
pretzel.
house.
Super busted for taking a full pretzel.
Yeah.
The other fun thing that so for the listeners out there, viewers out there, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, however you consume this podcast, um, Mr. Chad has an incredible machine at his house, and it is a cocktail machine. And I tell you, that is trouble sitting there on your counter. That This thing is amazing. You can just sit there and say, I want an old fashioned or I want a margarita, and you just push the button, comes out.
You know, the,
Magical. Magical. That's all I have to say.
the,
Magical.
the funny thing is the number of times that gets used during the year by us is extremely minimal.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hilarious. So
I'll use it for
whenever
you.
we have an
So,
event, it gets way more use during that event
oh
than
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I could see that. You know what? I'll cruise on into your house. I'll use it for you a bunch. That thing's magical. But
I thought you were gonna
I'm
make
still into
reference.
dry January, and we're near the end of March here. Like
Yeah.
I don't know why it just kind of morphed into a dry quarter. Um, Officer Pound Cake could use that. Maybe he was in a dry pound cake moment. Maybe he gave up pound cake,
For
and
Lent,
that's why his eye went straight to that pound cake. Maybe he was I don't know. Maybe he gave up desserts, or something like that.
could be. So that makes the question.
Yeah.
Whenever you have a showing, what
Mhm.
are some police stopping items that you've seen on people's counters or sinks or what have you that would make Officer Pound Cake or someone with some other fetish stop and holster their gun?
I think a really well-stocked chip selection, and here's why. It
Ooh,
makes me pause. Sometimes when the clients are looking in a pantry, I'm like, oh gosh, they've got family-sized Doritos and they have Cool Ranch and nacho, and then they have like cheddar and sour cream ruffles in there. I'm like, this right here makes me want to just stop and eat them. And
so is
it's
that
not
when you
even my
pause
own
and you tell
house.
everyone to go forward and continue looking at the home at their leisure? You're going to sit and take some considerations about the home and you stand there and
It makes me want to jump into their pantry, close the door, and shame eat. It does. Just go ahead and stuff my face full of Doritos. I think Doritos on a countertop on the island opened up. I think that would make an off. If I'm the officer, I'm holstering at that point. I'm
that's
like, you
called
know what?
entrapment. That's called
That
entrapment. That's
Dude,
illegal.
that or donuts, dude. I'm like you good like a nice donut. I'm holstering so fast. I'm into that donut.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
imagine if he had some Dunkin' Donuts on the counter. If
Ooh.
that many police officers in the house, there'd have been pandemonium. Their fight would have
Dunkin'
broken
Donuts and
out.
some little
Yeah.
coffees there. Dude, pulling up a chair, hanging out. My police report's gonna go for 4 hours at that place.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
I'm not arresting anybody. I'm actually encouraging him to go get more.
I tell my son-in-law, like, look, dude, you don't need to buy into the stereotype and eat eat donuts everywhere you go. You know,
Right?
but that's
It's
falling on
almost
deaf ears.
But would you do that if you were in law enforcement? Would you almost, because I'd almost want to perpetuate that. I'd almost want to sit there and say, I'm going to perpetuate every generalization about, but I don't do that in real estate. I guess I could do that in real estate. What are some of the generalizations that we could like overplay in real estate? There's a
Oh, the
lot.
first thing
There's
is
a lot of them.
all we do. So the one thing that my mother always said, there's so many. The one thing my mother always said was, people think all we do is drive around in big fancy cars and cash big checks.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I would love that if that's all we do is just get in the car, drive around, run to the bank, here, cash this, and then come home at the end of the day.
Yeah. If that was the day, that would be boring, but
It,
but at the same time, it would be easy.
it
It'd
would
be
be
easy.
easy. And
Yeah,
then
I know. I do hear that a lot. You don't. Oh gosh, dude. Oh my gosh. I love when so okay, I got to tell you this. I'm in a golf trip last summer because real estate agents we golf all the time. So I'm golfing and in the
speak for
summer
yourself.
right? Yeah, I'm on a trip in the summer and I'm roomed up with these people. We do this guys trip. There's like 20 of us. We do this every year, this 3-day golf trip and we share we get a condo and it has 4 rooms with like Jack and Jill bathroom and like an eating area, a kitchen and a little living room area. So one of the guys that's in this casita, we all have our own room, but we're all just hanging out, talking, having some beer, whatever. And the guy sits there and he tells me, he goes, well, I really don't like real estate agents because you don't really do anything. And I'm thinking, okay, this guy's my roommate for the next 2 nights, right? And so I'm like, huh.
Fun.
And I was like, so where do you work? And we have a place out here called Hanford, which is a super fun cleanup site from the Manhattan Works and all the It's where all the nuclear weapons were made for
Oh,
the bombs in World War II and all that other fun stuff. Anyways, and there was a nuclear plant out here. So anyways, it's perpetually being cleaned up and all this other stuff and blah blah blah. Whatever. So I told him, I said, it's funny because everybody in Tri-Cities has the same idea of you engineers out at Hanford. We call it adult daycare. And so he did not like that answer. And I said, well, I'm just curious. Maybe you can enlighten me about what your day is like, and I can enlighten you about what my day is like. And it actually led to a great conversation to where at the end of it all, he sat there and he goes, huh, you do a lot more than I thought you did. So, but this
and
guy,
was your response? You did exactly what I thought you did,
yeah,
Cam.
kinda, right? He's like, well, I have this and it's super important and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, okay, you know. But I think we left there. But it's funny. So now he and I have a much better understanding, and the banter was better because throughout the weekend, as we played golf and all that, I told him, I said, well, it's hard for me to pull off a good golf shot. I mean, I can't even work a full day. So we were joking, so we were joking about it. And so it was kind of funny though. But it is interesting the misnomers people have about things like that. Like I said, the generalizations, like the cop. But I will say, Officer Poundcake did not help his cause.
He did not.
He did not help his
What?
cause.
Apparently, he did partake in the only other thing that we do as real estate agents and open doors. So they did a fine job of opening Afroman's front door.
How many times have we heard that one? All you guys do is unlock the house and open the doors. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. I go unlock the door and I go sit in the car. Come tell me what you think.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if all we did was open the door, they'd be like, "Okay, well, I'm ready to write up an offer."
Ugh, that's out of my scope.
I
I
don't
have
know how that
no
works.
idea what
I
to do
don't do that.
next.
I just unlock the door. I don't do anything else. I'm done. I'm done. I'm just waiting for the check to arrive in the mail from the Association of Real Estate Professionals. That doesn't exist, by the way. I'm just speaking in like magical hypothetical terms here because
Right.
the magical check shows up. It just rains down from the sky, right? But
Right.
it is interesting. Different professional professions and kind of what people think of it. So it's kind of fascinating. But what are some of the weirder things that you've seen on somebody's kitchen island when you've shown a property?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I mean, I've seen all sort. I've seen actually not in the kitchen, but in the bathtub, a Harley engine. Now, I will
So
say this: I was in Apache Junction, so that covers a lot of. I mean, if you're a listener in the Valley, as soon as I said Apache Junction, you went, "Oh yeah, that makes
like,
sense.
I know, I
I
got
get
you.
that. I
Yeah.
get that."
Well, the fun thing is as agents, how do we spin that a little bit? We can sit there like, for instance, oh my gosh, look how big the bathtub is. It can hold an engine. I bet two of you could fit in there and it's a nice sized tub. It's like a hot tub, really.
My comment was it doubles as a shop.
Oh, I like that.
You have a built-in shop.
Gosh. People do some weird things. I've seen an engine on an engine stand in the middle of the living room. That I have
Okay.
seen. That is next level stuff though when you think about it, right? That's when you as an agent think to yourself, how bad does this person want to sell their house? Either A, not really that bad, or B, whoever the agent is that's representing them maybe hasn't fully given them the idea of things to do and not to do when you list your house,
Right.
right? Like things to not do when we're listing our house. Don't drop your transmission onto a crane and roll it into your living room. I don't know. I mean, it does. I don't know.
Well, you know what what we do advise our clients is we do tell them, hey, we need to speak to the buyer. And so the seller may be in his mind thinking, hey, the specific guy I want to sell his house to rides a Harley Davidson.
Yeah. And you know what? At that point, I love the fact that there's an engine in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Way easier to work on. Just go from the living room, do some work on it,
You stay
go back out to the
clean.
living room. Yep. Use the other bathroom. You don't need that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if it is the only one, who cares?
Why the Lord invented two bathroom homes.
You know?
As opposed to
Progress.
as
Progress,
opposed
baby.
as opposed to the old two-seater outhouses, when you could go with a friend.
Yeah, right. That's weird too. That's a whole nother situation. That's I've never understood that. I've never understood that when you go to a stadium, huge stadium, and there's just toilets with no dividers or no doors.
Right.
That seems weird to me. It's just
It
odd.
does.
I mean, I don't know if it's just because they ran out of budget or they figure it's going to be faster. Maybe people will just get done faster because it's uncomfortable for everybody and you just want to hurry up and get out there.
Or the folks that, have an apprehension of using those facilities refrain from doing so, and it creates much less mess.
That's true. It saves water too. Maybe it's more
It's water.
environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
That could be. It could be more environmentally friendly.
Or it could be easy just to go in there with a hose and just spray everything down and call it good when they're at the end of the day.
True story.
From a
How
cleaning.
about when you're showing a house, they have a lot of dogs and everybody wants to go in the backyard?
Yes.
The dogs are not there, but landmines are all over the place.
Yes.
That's another thing where you sit there and you wonder, you're like, are you really not trying to sell your house? Because clearly your dogs, they're dropping stuff that's the size of small children all over the backyard, you know, and they
Yeah.
don't clean it up. And you're just like,
So I had
okay.
a conversation with one of my agents literally just Tuesday, and she went over to preview a home, and she was walking through the yard. She's like, "Now you're going to have to pick up, any dog droppings." She's like, "Oh yeah, I picked everything up, this morning," and she just froze, and she's like, "There's like 800 piles of dog droppings here. Are
They
you
might
sure?"
have bad eyes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, she was in her late 70s, close to 80.
Okay. So she
So
just gets the more obvious ones.
yes, yeah. So yeah,
I
that's
still,
definitely
I
that's not
still,
even. Let's not even pursue Mr. Pound Cake in the backyard.
oh, yeah, right. Exactly. Oh gosh. Oh
So,
gosh. Yeah.
all right.
But yeah, we see some interesting stuff though out there. I think that's one of the things I enjoy about what we do though, or truly do, is that you never really know what you're going to come across. Like you just really don't. Every time you open the
Like a
door to
box
a
of
house,
chocolates.
it is like a box of chocolate. The other thing I've seen, somebody decides to replace the carpet and they don't do it professionally, and you walk in and you can see like the other day, I walk into this house, green carpet in the master bedroom, but a fancy one with a pattern in it. Out into the hallway, they just cut it, beige carpet, just butted right up to it, and it's not cut straight. $600,000 house. I'm like, what in who
And
thinks this is a
and
good
their
look?
thought
Who thinks
process
this
is,
is a
well,
good
they're
look?
probably going to yank it out anyway.
Yeah. So price
Yeah.
it appropriately then. Don't put it where it was at. That's for sure. But they're
Yeah.
like, well, and it's in a golf course community on the golf course. I was like, what happened here? This house
Well,
had like four different styles of decorations going on all at one time. Clients picked it up like that. They were like, no, not even. But let's continue to walk it because we want to see what other disasters they've come up with. That's bad when you're already out on the house. Now you're just looking at it because you want to see how bad it gets.
from an entertainment value perspective.
Yes, 100%. You're
At
like,
that
well,
point,
we're here.
if you're the listing agent, you set up a booth at the front and charge admission.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, sell
Yeah.
tickets, have little hot dogs, clown making balloon animals, whatever. I mean,
Have a barker out on the street. Come right in. Come right
exactly.
in.
Oh gosh, and I have nothing against people that want to for sale by owner their houses. I get that. I understand why it happens sometimes. I think they're better off going with you or I, but that's their prerogative and that's their choice. But here's the other thing. One of the houses I was going to show the other day was a for sale by owner, and guess what the for sale by owner failed to do? Show up for their own showing of listing appointment. I go there with the clients. We're waiting around. I ring the doorbell. Nobody answers. They walk the outside. We go to the backyard. We look around. I call the guy finally after like 5 minutes because I'm thinking, oh, yeah. Okay,
But he
buddy.
can do it himself, Steve.
Apparently. And I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? Never mind. We're good. My clients are like, yeah, let's just go if the guy doesn't think it's important enough to show up for his own showing. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow. I mean, so again, this was in that $600,000 price range, same golf course community. I was like, maybe there's a reason why your house has been sitting for 4 months. Maybe you
Well,
should show
here's
up.
the thing though, is now when you go back to him, you can say, hey, look, that time that we had a showing with viable buyers
Yeah.
that access wasn't granted? You might
Mhm.
want to hire somebody to help you on that front. And I'm just
Yeah.
thinking,
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I was blown away, dude. I mean, because I'm like, okay, I can see what this guy's doing.
yeah. All right. So we've taken enough of our viewers' times up on Mr. Pound Cake. Today we just wanted to have a lighthearted episode. We've been
Yeah.
kind of going hard on some industry
We
issues,
have been.
topics. And so we just kind of wanted to give some levity to your day. So hopefully we're able to
Exactly.
accomplish that. If you
Yes.
have any ideas in regards to future sessions, whether it's Mr. Pound Cake or getting Afroman on, let us know. Go ahead and
I
drop.
think we got to try that. I really do. I think we need to get Poundcake guy on. I really want to like we need to make a run at that.
Well, that's one thing you and I aren't afraid to do is to try.
No, we're not afraid to try. We call all kinds of people and sometimes they come on.
Sometimes they watch our episodes and say, maybe not.
Maybe not. So, but you, the viewers, can help. If a few more of you would like and subscribe, it'd be great.
Yeah, definitely like and subscribe and share this episode with anyone else that you know in the real estate industry that has any capacity or knows of anything that's been out on a counter that would stop either a viewing from occurring or for a police officer. Go ahead and drop those in the comments. We'd love to hear
That'd be awesome.
your stories. Anyway, we'll go ahead and catch up with you folks next week. And hey, we appreciate your time. And Steve, you take care of yourself, man.
Right on. You too, Chad.